All right, we're live on a push green. Couple minutes early. Decided. Let's get it started. We have we got Untitled Chapter 13 to do here. If you guys are watching this, afterwards, make sure you click on the chat button and you can see this, just the great conversation. What conversations that we're gonna have, right? If you click on the chat button, if you're on your phone, I don't know where it's at. It's on there. But if you click on chat, you can see the chat between me and whoever's gonna be here. Currently, there's nobody. It's just me going live. But this is for you guys later on. I knew you guys are gonna watch it tonight, which is fine. But I don't know. We got some roads and turnpikes and infrastructure to talk about, and transcendentalism and women's rights and all kinds of good stuff. Because we're going to finish up chapter 13, go into 14. Nothing like working at night, too, right? I got the schools. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna stop talking. But if you do, yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get going. I'm gonna start it off with the intro. Little music. What up, Zoe? Zoe's here. All right, Zoe's always here. Let's get a little intro going. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, there's some people in there we're going to talk about today. So let's get me off this screen. I don't need to be that big. There we go. Roads and turnpikes, right? This is the good stuff. Zoe Bell's here. We'll see if anybody else shows up. But yeah, I was getting my beard ready to looking like lettuce, right? I sent that remind out. That was from Fifth Hour. If you were in my classes before that, you really don't know what it's talking about. But Andrew said Jefferson Davis's hair was lettuce. It was good looking. I never heard that thing before. Oh, I was dying. But you young people, you got your funny stuff. They got the slangs. I was trying to think of some. I was trying to talk to my friends. I told my friends about it, and I was like trying to think of some slangs for hair, and I was like, I really couldn't think of anything like that that we went over. But all right, enough about that. Let's get to the meat of the problem. So remember this time period that we're talking about now, and if you're watching this pretty soon after what we're talking about, we're already in. We're getting ready to start the Civil War, but we're going back to the 1790s, so we're going back 70 years, right? So this chapter really covers a lot. It goes from 1790, I believe, to 1860, so like right up, until the Civil War. So we're going back and forth in time. You gotta kind of keep up like a Christopher Nolan movie, and we're non-linear right now. That's how I'm doing this class, non-linear. Is that thing like right in the middle of my face? I just noticed the live. That's horrible. I'm gonna put it down here. Can't even see me. Let me see if it moves. There we go. Okay. That didn't make any sense. Oh, probably like that for the whole time. Oh well. Yeah, so Turnpike, okay? We have the Turnpike, in Florida, right? But the thing about a Turnpike is you have to pay for it. What's up, Madison? Old A-Push alumni stopping by to say hi. How you doing? Glad to see you. Stop in. And you were like, what? Mr. Green, it's late. I know. We're skipping chapters and we're doing them at night because we lost 3 weeks. Madison knows how we have to roll, how it just doesn't stop. It pushes forever. All right, we keep going. Yeah, we skipped 4 chapters, so because we lost 3 weeks. Still got to kill Lincoln before Christmas. I know. I got a couple people here with me. He's always tuning in for the late night ones. Oh, this is fun. So yeah, we got Turnpikes in Florida, and you got to pay for them. They make money. I'm good. I mean, as good as can be, right? This is hard teaching it both in class and at home, right? It's not the easiest thing for teachers. I know it's not easy for you guys either, but it just makes everything take twice as long for everything. Yeah, a little bit different. Still got Spencer here though. He's sleeping down here. Yeah, I know it's hard on everybody. We'll get through, right? We got 14 days? No, 15 days of school before we break for Christmas. Yeah, it's good times. I know Spencer. He's I asked him if he wanted to. You just heard him. He sneezed. I asked him if he wanted to. Whoop, you okay, bud? I was like, hey, you want to come in here with me, or you want to stay outside, watch TV? Oh, Devin, you want to see him? Spence, you want to give us a good a visit? Come here, buddy. Come here. He's like, oh no. Come here. Oh, come on. Oh, don't fight me. Don't fight me. He's got his hurricane collar on. Right? He's like, oh, I hate being. Give him some ASMR. Some doggy ASMR. He's like, I want to get down. He's a black dog. He's just a little black dog. Actually, I call him Brack because he's black and brown. Yeah, no, he's a good little dog. He's a good little dog. He's like 12, going on 13, something like that. Oh, it's okay. He's sleeping. He's an old dog. He can fall asleep in about 2 seconds. Right, buddy? Yeah. Okay. Go lay. You got a little couch. He's got a little couch down there. Little couch bed. Go lay. No, don't get out of my stuff. All right. Let's. No, we haven't really done any car clubs. Too hard. Yeah. I mean, we've met, but might be meeting doing something on December 11th, but other than that, not too much. Well, let's try to get at least through some of these slides, right? So the turnpike we have in the center part of the state, what they're there for, they're just to make some money, all right? And they're building roads. You see, you have this picture in the middle of the Cumberland Road, and it's connecting Maryland to Illinois, so it's going out west. And this was important, you know what I mean? Like, trying to move when you don't have roads is hard. Like, we take it for granted that we have like highways and all of these things. But back then, you don't have any of it. So until we get to the steamboat, they can't even go up the Mississippi River. They can only go down. So you got a one-way travel on there. And they could travel in shallow water because a steamboat really doesn't draft that much. And this is the big thing, though. Allowed easy transportation against wind and water. All right. And you're going to have a lot more development on the rivers, even more so than usual. Usually you always have a lot of, river development and stuff like that. But when you have steamboats, everybody can move in and out very quickly. Transportation, goods and services just all come in and out very, very quickly. All right. So what we got next? Canals. Whew, man, this is thrilling stuff. Turnpikes and canals. What? Oh, hopefully I think you guys would have told me if I had my voice modulator thing on. No, I don't. They got any new ones here? No, they're all the same ones. They don't have any different ones. Not any good ones, at least. I know, canals, man. This is crazy stuff. So the real thing with canals, okay? They're very short-lived, all right? But they were very important. And they're going to be short-lived because we're going to have the iron horse, the locomotive, the railroad coming through, all right? But the first thing that they can do when they move, it's so much easier to move things on water than it is on land. If you've ever been around a boat, right? You can take this boat's floating in the water. You can move it with one hand. It could be like a, 10,000-pound boat, and you can just kind of move it around with one hand. Not a big deal, right? Can't do that on land. So they build these canals, and you can see they have oxen that walk along the canals. They do it that way. And then even in the bigger cities, like in London and stuff like that, they have these basically like little engines that go along the canals and pull things through. So all of these things become very, very important, especially, I said, you can see here, New York City, Chicago, all of these have huge canals and rivers. And we talked about with Devin with I can't remember it now. Pittsburgh canals, the Allegheny, something, Manamatalk or something. I don't know, some kind of crazy name. And this, I put on the bottom, this is technology. When we think of technology, think of your smartphone, Wi-Fi, the interwebs, all these things. But technology, back when there's none of that, is, building a canal that can connect things, which really helps out. Monongahela. No, man. I bet it took a minute. Monongahela. That's a mouthful. It definitely is. Railroads. All right. These are just, you really can't underestimate how important these are. All right. Oh, I got it one of the times. Well, that's good. Yeah, I guess that's the only bad thing about YouTube. There's no conversing. It's just a one-way street. There's only the chat boxes. So the thing with railroads are, it happened very, very quickly. And it's going to be just, it's one of the biggest things that lead to America becoming a superpower is the just sheer amount of rails that they're going to lay in a short period of time. And from the 1850s on, it's 32,000 miles of track. Most of it's in the north. And then even during the Civil War, most of it's all going to be in the north. And the North is going to use that to great effect during World War II, during the Civil War, to bring troops into battle, out of battle, to bring supplies in and out. And it's one of the major reasons why the North can sustain the deluge from the South, from the Southern military leaders and stuff, and how they eventually win, is because of it. And I don't have a way to draw on here. I guess I should figure that out sometime. But I put here The railroads at first didn't even have a standard gauge. So the distance between the tracks wasn't standard. So you'd get to an area and they'd have to stop because the train would be made for a certain width between the tracks, because that's how they work. And so they would have to change it, or they would have to turn around and go back the other way. Not turn around, they just start pumping things the other way. And that's what they would do. But these replaced canals. Canals, and that's why I said canals are not very long lived. It didn't take them long to overcome them with railroads because you can put a railroad down wherever you want. We already talked about it. We're not going to go with that one. And then we get to, right, this is how you're going to get across the country. And this is, you're going to get a cable. I still can't believe they got a cable across the Atlantic Ocean in 1858. I don't know how they did that, but they did. All right. And the clipper ships, this allowed people to get to California pretty quickly, and it would be below South America. Determination, definitely. These people they're hardcore. These people that are living during this time period. All right. Getting on a clipper ship, going underneath South America, all the way to California. It's craziness. But a big one, because we talked about it already with the gold rush in 1848. That's where it brought a lot of those people to California, those clipper ships. So then you have the stagecoach, which is a picture here. It's a Wells Fargo thing. You jump on the stagecoach. And this was much slower than a railroad, but at the same time, it was a lot quicker than riding on horseback because you can't put a lot of weight on one horse. So sometimes this one has, 4. Sometimes you have an 8-horse stagecoach. That took some determination to get 8 horses all, wrangled up. But you could pull a lot of weight that way, and you could go for long periods of time because the horses aren't pulling that much. And then you have the Pony Express. This one, it was express, all right. It only lasted 18 months because the telegraph replaced it, all right? And we talked about the telegraph, what that is. It's, the oh, I can do let's do a voice modulator for that one. Let's do, no, not that one. Drone. Can you imagine listening to that all day? And that's where you just got to determine what somebody's saying by listening to a bunch of beeps? No way. I don't even know what that sounded like because I didn't put on the thing to hear myself because it gives me an echo. So hopefully that sounded okay. I couldn't listen to that all day long. And that's what they do. It's just sitting there listening and they're writing down what's going on. But the Pony Express was, you had horses stationed at certain areas. It's supposed to be a drone. Or it could this one. Let me see if I can hear myself. Actually, that was supposed to be drone. That was called drone. That was the name of the sound. This one is magic chords. Let's see what this sounds like. That sounds a little better. It's supposed to be like auto-tune, magic chord, something like that. So the Pony Express would just be horses stationed and guys would run full blast. Just run full blast, hand it off to somebody else, a bag, and then they would go full blast the other way. Oh yeah, Madison, you haven't heard that I have this new thing. I can sing stuff. It's auto-tune. I don't know, maybe in a second here we get something that makes sense. I'm not going to sing about the Erie Canal. But here's what the Erie Canal looked like, the short-lived, it's still there. but it's not used, as it was then. But you can see, so the Hudson River is here, goes down to New York City, right? It's just right here. And this would connect, look how it connects all of New York to New York City, right? Down through the Hudson, all right? And these are some more canals. I'm not really going to go through all these things. These are just, there you go, Pittsburgh with the, what was it again? Monongahela. Nope. Monongahela. I don't know. I'm done. I can't do it. But yeah, there you go, Pittsburgh, and I don't know which one that one is. No, it's just a Pennsylvania canal. These are canals, not rivers. So, but what they're doing is they're connecting rivers, and that's what canals do, is they connect rivers to each other. So it allows the natural, you have the Ohio River here, which is a huge river, and then you have canals connecting Lake Erie to it. So that way, you can get everywhere. All right, what else we got here? More canals and roads and rivers. Railroads. See, look at this. This is funny. The amount of railroads in the North, in the free states versus the slave states. This is going to be significant in the Civil War. It really is. It's one of the major reasons the North can move. I mean, think how much faster you can move your troops if you're like, and especially if you start taking over Southern and start invading the South, you can move your troops. You'll be like, hey, we need them here. And you're just like, move them across. And that's what they're doing. So this it's a transportation revolution, right? Let me see the biggest things on here. So we have the canals and railroads. You just need to know that the canals and railroads are connecting everybody at much faster speeds than has ever been done before. And as we get closer to the Transcontinental Railroad, that's not going to be till after the Civil War. That's when you're going to have really fast movement going west. All right. And that's when we're going to really start getting into westward movement. We're going to get to Manifest Destiny, right? Madison loved that. I think Madison had a good time putting up Manifest Destiny all over the school last year. So I put down here at the bottom, national interrelated economies. Whew, that's some big stuff there, right? So the South made cotton for New England and Britain. And the East is making machines for the cotton and everything. All right. And then out west, that's where they're growing all the grain and all the food. And that's for both the North and the South. So that's what it means by interconnected. So all of the regions were doing things for each other, which made them rely on each other even more, which made it that much harder when we did go to war. Yeah, it was fun last year with I'm going to try and we'll probably just do it when we come back from Thanksgiving. I'll print off some Manifest Destinies 2020. And they'll be, horrible. No, they'll be fun. But everything about 2020 is not the best. All right. Okay. So here's a nice big thing to kind of go over what we've already talked about. So transportation, railroads, steamboats. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Red Dead. I've played that a couple times. I haven't played it a lot. To Manifest Destiny. Yeah. That's what we did. I mean, we did it last year. We did a lot more of it. We were talking about manifesting your destiny. We had people putting the Manifest Destiny posters on Dr. King's office and all over the school. They were all over. I don't know if you ever saw some of them, but they were pretty funny. And so as we industrialized as a nation, right, everything, these large complex machines to build things, they're using, more and more complicated forms of power, going from water, going to steam, going to finally coal, and then electricity. And so they're going to make everything a lot better. And interchangeable parts, right? By Eli Whitney. And you get the cotton gin. All of these things are going to really just transform this country. And unfortunately, it's right at a time where we really wish we would have fought the Civil War 20 years before. I always wear a hat, man. My Letty hair, I was trying to find some lettuce in the refrigerator, and I was gonna put it on underneath the hat, but we didn't have any, and I was like, oh man, that would have been great, because like I was waiting for somebody to ask, and then I was gonna take off my hat and have lettuce on it, but we didn't have any lettuce. I didn't have time to go to the store. That would have been funny though. Oh man, Letty hair, it's too much. I posted that. I think I posted that on Instagram too. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. What else we got? Market revolution. Yeah, I posted on the story. That's right. Letting no cap. Yeah, I don't even know what that means. So this is okay. So market revolution. What this means is, you're getting more people, and like I put here, families stop being self-sufficient, relied on markets for basic goods, which means they're growing less and less, making less and less of their own goods, their own clothes, their own shoes. They're going to the store to buy things. Now, this isn't the commercialization that we have now where, well, we don't have it right now, but when you would go to the store and buy shoes and go to the mall and buy things like that. It's not what it is. This, we're getting to the point, and the Civil War hit, so it's going to be a little bit different, but prosperity for all Americans increased. So for most Americans, people are doing really good, but the gap between the rich and the poor is getting bigger and bigger, right? Tell us a story we don't hear, right? I heard some fact today, and I don't know if the validity of this, but it's not like it's, I'm not spreading fake news or something, that if you were given $5,000 a day from the time Christopher Columbus landed in the Americas to right now, what was it? If you made $5,000 a day, you would still, or no, what was it? Jeff Bezos would make that in a week, right? If you made $5,000 a day from the time Christopher Columbus landed to right now, Jeff Bezos makes that in a week. That blew my mind. I was like, what? That's crazy. All right. This is the last one. So they start building houses a little bit different way. If you know anything about building, I'm not going to go over this. What am I talking about? Why did I even make this slide? You're not going to be tested on wood framed houses on the AP exam. But it is. That's what they started using, houses that started looking like this. It should look pretty familiar. And they start using 2x4s that they mill down instead of just like big wood logs. All right. Give me a second here, and I'm gonna switch. Where is it at? I'm gonna switch slides. Here we go. Oh, there it is. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. Let's go to, there we go. I know. I was in the zone when I was making this pageant point. Yeah, can you imagine if it actually has one and people that watch this one are gonna be like, "Oh my god, he knew what it was gonna have." I know. I was that good. Why is this thing not working for me right now? This thing's being annoying. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's add it. And there we go. This is not going to be as interesting, I don't think. But we'll try. We'll try and do something. You did? Let me see. Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. Let's hear that again.
Monongahela.
Monongahela. That's a word, man. That's a river in Pittsburgh. Monongahela. All right. I can deal with that. Monongahela. All right. So here's where another thing of him, our author getting a little ahead of himself. So what time we got here? 7:30. Okay, we're good to go. Yeah, I think if somebody says it to you, it's not that big a deal. But when you try to read it, that's hard. This chapter is it's a lot. It's not the most fun thing in the world. But okay, let's just get through it though. Religion, it's very popular during this time period, okay? And let me hold on. Let me see. Hold on a second. Oh my God. I can't even look at that guy. That guy's face. Every time I look at it, I can't even stop laughing. Okay. I'll try to do this. So this is a lot of religion and introspective. We're going to get a lot of isms in this chapter. There's not a lot of this on the AP exam, so don't get like all, I'm going to really tell you the things that you need to know, even though I put a lot of it on here because this is just, the stuff that they put in. But, when I look at the AP classroom and stuff online, there's so little on this. I'm losing people as we're talking here. I don't blame you. Oh, we gained 2 more. All right. Welcome back. So this guy, man, this guy's lettuce is on point. I mean, seriously, he's got the side lettuce, the side letty, right? This is more like the bib lettuce. He's got the bib letty, right? That guy is scary. Oh my God. He looks like Garfield, that cat, or the Lorax. Yeah, he looks like a combination of all of them, right? Golly. I should just shave the middle of my head and grow my hair out just to make a picture like that in the yearbook. That would be funny. Yeah, so Americans were really trying. The Second Great Awakening is they're having these meetings across the United States. Okay, it's these huge speeches. and these liberal reforms that are going through the country at the time, where they're just letting people they're like, oh my gosh, like women are getting more and more, they're having more and more responsibilities, and they're letting more and more people in the country, and you have more immigrants, and you have all these things. And the Second Great Awakening really is just a response to that. All right. And it's more of a conservative response. This guy, Charles Finley, he was think about this is kind of going back to the Puritan times, right? This is the fire and brimstone means like, you're going to hell if you don't do this right. And you need to make sure that you're right with God. It's just a more in your face style religion. It's only for certain people, but it came back around. It's just like a lot of things, right? You guys are wearing stuff from the 90s that I wore when I was in high school. It's like coming back around in the 80s and stuff like that. It's just like style. Religion's like style. Things come back around, after a certain period of time. Denounce alcohol and slavery, right? Can't say anything wrong with that. But they did want women to pray and participate in church. So this guy, he doesn't look like he's a lot of fun at a party. I'm just saying, I don't think you're going to invite him over to your birthday party and be like, old Charles Finney, he can party. He don't look like he dances. Just saying. Right? He definitely is in partying the old Cardi B. I don't think so. And I'm not talking about the Millerites. They're saying the world's going to end, which inspired people to get better, because they're like, the world's going to end, rapture's coming, you're going to be judged on what you do. And so people are kind of like, gotta, put on the tux and do the right thing here. You think he's got some moves, Zoe? I don't know. That guy looks like, if he started busting out with some moves, you might go, that might be like the best thing in the history of things. So the second Great Awakening, it did divide people a little bit more, though. And I know I haven't done the best job of explaining this, but it's not that big a deal. It's not like that really important. If Madison's still on here, I don't think we didn't really cover it that much last year, I don't think. And so we got this guy. This guy's the opposite, right? This guy looks, look at the difference between these two. Can't get more opposite than them. And so this is the Mormons, right? Joseph Smith. Yeah, Madison, I don't think we did much of this last year. And this guy thought he found the secret writings of the Bible. What's Genshin Impact? Curious. He starts writing the Book of Mormon. Now the Mormons, they're going to eventually move out to Utah. They believe in polygamy, which if you don't know what that is, that means you're married to more than one person at a time. Mostly, it's men married to multiple women. Oh, you found scripture on these plates? Yeah. And they moved farther west. So they were New York, they moved to Illinois, and then eventually they're going to move out west to Utah. Plenty fine people. They're, if that's what you believe in, that's cool. And if I ask me to tell you what they say directly, you are sinning. Okay. I don't know anything about Mormonism at all. I know Joseph Smith. I know it was given to him. And I know they're polygamous, and that's about it. He eventually gets killed. Brigham Young starts Brigham Young University. Oh, like an open world. Okay. I gotcha. I don't know what F2P means. I know what RPG is, role-playing game, but I don't, first, I don't know what that means. I know open world and RPG. I'm not up on the... I only have one video game. I have Forza, and it's a racing game. That's about it. That's literally the only game I have. Free to play. Oh, free to play. Oh, okay. I don't have any of those. So Utah finally becomes a state in 1896. These guys move out there. That's what you need to know about the Mormons. Really, those are the only things, right? That it's in, he finds secret writings to the Bible. They're polygamist. They move from New York to Illinois. Brigham Young was like the second in command, something like that. But they have, they're great people. They're great people. And then we start with the education. Okay. So education during this time period, was, here and there. It was mostly, the rich. They just educated themselves. They put them through private school and things like that. But they definitely didn't want public education. And this was a big part of it, right? Because the more educated you are, the more political you're going to be, right? Usually. It's usually how it works. And I love this quote by Thomas Jefferson. That's why I put it in here. A civilized nation that was both ignorant and free never was and never will be. Right? So education is a big part of it, and anybody who says that, you guys obviously know you're in AP classes. You're not. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to deride other classes. But the early education, especially for women, is kind of weak, right? But they did have universities. We talked about the first ones, Harvard. Those were all theology schools. It was all about trying to go to school to learn to be. That was Harvard. All the Ivy Leagues were all originally schools to be reverends, to study religion. Not a lot of co-ed schools though. But they did have some more technical schools, and that was, that's what you're going to have for masons, which are people that work on concrete, right? And not electricians yet, but you're going to have masons, you're going to have plumbers, you're going to have cobblers, you're going to have people that, do all these different things. And there are going to be some technical universities for them. Let me see here. Horace Mann. This guy you really could say he's the father of public education. We're all in public education. Public education's great. And he thought education should be free because remember, education is not up to the federal government. It's up to the individual states. All right. So he was just a big part of it. Paying teachers? Oh my gosh, this guy's ahead of his time. He wants to pay us to do our job, right? And we got a couple other people. The first Webster's Dictionary. I know you guys barely even know what a dictionary is anymore. I had a teacher, 5th grade, that if you were bad, he would just walk up and he would take a big old dictionary, because it's a huge book. Bam, he would slap it on your desk and just tell you to start writing until he told you to finish. And then one kid went in the class, he was so bad, he wrote his name on top of the dictionary. He said, "This is your dictionary. When I tell you to go get it, just go get it." It was funny. You couldn't get away with that stuff now. Yeah, and he's the biggest one. Those other guys, don't worry about it. Horace Mann is the big one, though. Okay? For public education. Now, women education, that was a different story. They were mostly just taught household chores. Okay? So cooking and cleaning. Yeah, can you imagine going to school to learn how to cook and clean? Like, that's just crazy. And not the cook. I mean, I know chefs are, don't jump down my throat on that one. But look at this. Some feared too much learning could hurt women or make them not feminine. It's true. I mean, the stuff that came out of people's mouths back then is crazy. I remember Madison probably remembers when I said, with the railroads, when they first started with the railroads, and they're going like 50, 60 miles an hour. A human being had never gone that fast before, right? Ever. There'd never been a human being to go 45, 50 miles an hour on a railroad. And they didn't know if the body could handle it. There's literally doctors thinking that if a woman got on a train and did 45 or 50 miles an hour, her uterus would fall out. I'm serious, man. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. People were dumb, man. Dumb. But I mean, that's why they didn't want women to go to college, because they're like, oh, their brains can't handle it. Yeah, come on. The men couldn't handle it. They just wanted to be able to be the only breadwinner so they can keep them, under. But women do get some. Oh, that's funny stuff, isn't it? 45 miles an hour. I don't know what's going to happen. Wesleyan College in Georgia, which is still a college, is the first women's college. And then Oberlin, right? That's definitely still a college. It's the first co-ed college. Imagine you and your boys are like, we got a co-ed college. Let's go to the co-ed college, right? Everybody's going to the co-ed college. The first one, that had to have been weird. Your parents are like, oh, you're going to Oberlin. Why are you going to Oberlin? Come on, Now, oh, these are all. I'm getting tired. What do we got here? Yeah, I think I'm going to do this one, and that's about it, man. I'm losing my concentration, that's for sure. I don't know how people. I mean, I've been working since 6 o'clock this morning, because I got home and I was grading tests. So here we go. They did have some. Dorothea Dix is a very, very important person. All right, and if you were mentally ill during this time period, you can't. It was so hard for them. You don't even know. Like, they were just treated horribly. Nah, I don't really watch NFL that much. I know it's the Cardinals in Seattle, but I barely watch NFL. I only watch college. Yeah, I really don't watch NFL. I follow it. I'll know who wins and stuff like that, and I'll watch stuff like that, but I don't watch it. I'll watch the playoffs, but that's about it. And I'll watch the Dolphins every once in a while if it's a big game. But Dorothea Dix, the one thing about her is, if you were, the fact that she's trying to help the mentally ill, because they were just thrown in prisons with the rest of everybody. And that's just, you can't do that. I mean, to people, they don't know what they're doing, So you had a lot of these reform movements that the Second Great Awakening really put into people, like, hey, maybe we should take care of each other a little bit more. Maybe make the prisons a little bit better so people aren't just dying in prison. And it's, again, this is early 1800s, so it's not going to be fun even after the reforms, but it's a lot better than it used to be. All right. And then you're going to have, we have the psychiatric hospitals. What's the next one? Yeah, temperance. Yeah, I'm going to stop here. That's a good 13, rest of 13 and into 14. And then we got 15 and 16. So there's only a couple slides. There's, 4 or 5 little more slides for this. And then 15 or 16 I'm going to do probably over Thanksgiving sometime. But, whenever I can get to it. It's not going to be tomorrow night. But yeah, thanks, Madison, for hanging out. A Push alumni, A Push forever. Devin, thank you very much. Zoe Bell, and who do we have in here earlier? We had Max, who was here. I hadn't seen him make a appearance. Jahan, thank you, sir. Did I say who did I just? I'm sorry, I don't even know what I'm talking about here. I'm told you I'm tired. But it's great to see you guys. I know you're a girl. That's why I was just. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm tired. I know you're a girl. I know. Spencer even knows. He just came up and licked me. He was like, "Why did you say that?" I know that. And thank you for stopping by. Okay, buddy. I know you want to go outside. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.